Welcome back everyone. Now in the sequence part we are going to work with our list. So let's create the list. Create the list. Okay. So let's name it my list and let's initialize it with the simple numbers 1, 2 and 3. Till that time you can ponder that what is the difference between the list and set actually, because this look pretty much same, just we have changed the brackets. Like there we are using the curly braces and here we are using the square brackets. So that's it. Okay, let's try to access and element in the list. Okay, so here is the way to do that. Just print my list square bracket. Let's just write 1. Let's hit run. And 2 is a number. Well, don't get confused that I have written it like this. Let's use 0 and let's run. So number is 1. So what we are doing here is we are just accessing the element in the list which is at 0th position, which is the first element technically. And now let's do some operations on that. Let's add an element in the list. So let's use my list is equals to not actually equals to, we can use append here, dot append. Well, append is something that you can use to add something to your list. Well, so we are going to append, let's say 5, and now let's just try print my list and just hit run. And as you can see, we have appended 5 here, 1, 2, 3 and 5. So appending is just adding the new element that you can do by simply using the dot, and you do not need to write equals to or something like that as we have done in the union and intersection part. So a bit like same but a bit like different, we can say, in the list. Okay, let's try some more operations on the list. Let's try on removing something. Remove an element in the list. So for that we just need my list dot remove, and let's remove the element 2. Okay, now just print my list. Okay, let's try on printing this. So what we are going to get is 1, 3 and 5. So the 2 gets removed up here. So you can see the first thing first, as we are using just the dot and append and remove and that kind of things. So you can directly use that in the list. So this is a way of using the list. Okay, let's try another operation. Let's try to iterate this time. Iterate over a list. So we are going to write for item in my list in my list. Now just print item. Okay, let's just hit run and see what's going to happen. So their syntax are in the line 19, so this must be something that we have missed it here. Let's check it out. for items in my list, print item. Everything seems good. So what we have missed? Okay, I think I get that. It's here. We have not used the colon here. And now hit run. So still we are missing something. Print. Let's write my list, and now let's try unprinting this. So as you can see that in the line 17 we are continuously making the same kind of error that we have done something. In the line 17 there is a indentation error, expected an indented block. So this is something that occurs actually when we create an error of such a kind where we are trying to iterate the item and we are printing my list kind of thing. So let's write item here. Now let's try to hit run. So it is showing us the error in the different formats that we have done some kind of the error here. So this is how we check the errors. The best way of teaching the error is by creating the error itself. So this is my way of teaching the errors. Okay, so we are going to deal with the for part. You remember I made that last time and told you that it's your homework. Well, we are going to learn that a while later. That's why that was the indentation error that I created intentionally to just make you remember about the thing. Okay, now let's check if an element is in the list or not. Okay, if 3 in my list print 3 is in the list. Okay, let's see if we have something. So 3 is in the list. Let's try on writing something which is not in the list. So if 6 in my list, print 3, else print not in the list. Okay, let's try this one. So there is syntax error for the line 19. Let's delete this part. So you can see it is not printing anything. Well, I tried else here, but it's not working. I will tell you later that why it's not working when we study the conditional loops and the conditional statements. But for now, you can see that 6 is not there, so it's not printing anything. Okay, so let's try something more, some more operations. Well, I hope you started enjoying the thing. This is the way you actually learn the programming. Make the mistakes, make the right thing, make the wrong things, and everything is going to teach you something new. And that's how you become actually a good programmer, and you can do the things that you actually intended to do. Make the real program world and make it real thing happen. So just write my list and let's try hit run. So it is giving us 3 because there are just 3 elements. len is the length, and we have just printed the length of the list, which is 3. There are 3 elements in the list, obviously. Okay, now let's just try something else. Let's sort the list this time. Sorry. So let's write my list dot sort, and we are going to print print my list. Okay, just for the purpose you can see it clearly, I am just adding a few more spaces here. Now let's just see that what's going to happen. It's 1, 3 and 5, so we just got the number right. We just sorted the list as 1, 3, 5. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try to reverse the order this time. Reverse the list. So we just need to write my list dot reverse, put the brackets and just print my list and hit run. So it's 531. As you can see, it came in the reverse order. Well, I can hit run again. It's still the same. So this is the point what I wanted to teach you actually, by differentiating the list from the set, because set is unordered and unindexed form of the data or the element that we have kept, but in the list the order is the same, static. You know that something is in the second part, so it will be at the second part. It's like the content for the entire book, that you know from the chapter this to this page number what is going to be there and what's the heading of the chapter and where page and what it's going to be started. So when you tell someone, it will going to remain same, but in the set it's not the case. So this is how the list actually differentiate itself from the set. Now I think you got my point. And in the list part we just use dot and then write the operation like reverse, sort or anything that you want, and then we just print it up, all the things. Now let's try something else, something more actually. So let's create a list of the list. Well, sometimes my shopping list goes like that. So my list of the list is equals to we need small brackets first, then this one bracket 2 bracket 3, and let's put the comma here. Let's write 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this is how you can create a list of the list, my list kind of thing. Now let's just try to access this. So we are going to access an element in the list of the list. So just write print, put the brackets on my list of the list, and let's use 0 and let's use 1. Now just hit run and let's see that what's going to pop up. So it's 2 that we are getting. So this is the list of the list that we are getting here with ourselves. Let's change this one with 0. Let's see that what difference it makes. So it's 1 now. So that's how we are getting the list of the list. Let's hit the run and it's 1, 2, 3, right? So this is the difference, you see. In the list of the list we are actually getting the element inside the list of the list. Like if I write 2 here and then hit run, you can see that we are having the 3. That means we are accessing the list, my list of the list, as the second element. Now, just for the sake of curiosity, if I change it to 1, now let's hit run, and you are getting 6. I think you get my point. The first square bracket is telling that which one, 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6 you are checking, and the second one is fetching out the element, the order of the element, and that's how the list of the list actually works. I hope you have enjoyed making the list of the list. So that's it for this one, and we have just learned how to make the list and why it's different and kind of same with the set. We can still store the data but in the index form. Both are having its own importance at so many places that we use technically because of so many things. We have learned how to calculate the length of the string, my list, as in the form of the short. We reverse the list, we have created the list of list, we have accessed the list, and if you go upper side, we have added the element. We have, for the add, we used append. Append is just another word for the addition that you can remember, and we can remove the element. So that's it for the list. So let's see the tuples in the next one. Till that time, take care, God bless, keep practicing, keep learning. Sayonara.